Welcome to Take On One Day at a Time. This is my partner channel to my other channel, Parent Alienation is Child Abuse Unfiltered. I felt compelled to do this, to start this channel because I've spoke to a lot of people and have been in touch with a lot of people that are struggling to cope with getting their lives back together after trauma or after the death of somebody or the loss of somebody or just life in general. A lot of people dealing with parent alienation are struggling with coping on how to go forth with their lives when they're struggling to have a kind of a life, when they have an empty hole inside them because they're missing their children. I was a victim. I was a victim of parent alienation and abuse as a child. So I'm pretty experienced in the effects of what this does to a person and to a child. I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a therapist. I did do my own healing. I read a lot of books. I did do therapy for a short time at one place, but I found this basically useless in my own opinion. But it is helpful to go in there and just to talk to somebody and unload about what's going on. But in the end, what I was going through and what I'd been through and how I was at the time was a perfectly normal reaction to this trauma and the stress that I had faced as a child and growing up. I overcame this by sheer determination, basically, and finding ways to vent my frustration and my anger. Not at people, because that's not what I do. I release my stress through dancing. I can hit a dance floor and stay there all night. Don't drink much, very little, but I can dance all night. And I always call that my stress relief, because that's what I do. Go out there and just take all my aggression and just dance the night away and have fun at the same time, but it releases a lot of stress. Another thing that I used to do was I write. I do a lot of writing. I write poetry. Sometimes I'll just write down my feelings and how I'm feeling that day. I remember doing this quite a lot when I had young children because I was in an emotional roller coaster at that time, dealing with some things that I was having to deal with because of my childhood and coming face to face with the reality of what had happened to me. But I also had small children around me which really didn't need to see me fall apart. So my strategies for this was the times that I absolutely felt that I was going to fall apart and didn't want them to see that. I would go in my room and scream into a pillow or just cry in there for a while. Before I would do that though, I would put the TV on and make sure the kids had something to eat and just were quite comfortable. And then I'd go and release myself by crying and screaming into my pillow so the children weren't aware of what was happening. Very important the children are not aware of what's happening because they have enough stress in their lives as it is without having to worry about what's happening with mum or dad. Because parent alienation affects mum or dad and life's journeys affect mums or dads. So it's not gender specific, it's not age specific. This channel will be open to all ages. And if anybody has an opinion or anybody wants me to do a discussion about anything, I welcome your input. Just put it in the comments below and I'll see what I can do about that. My strategies for writing things down was very therapeutic. I could get a lot written down that I couldn't say out loud. And you don't have to let people see this. You don't have to write things out for people to see them and how you're feeling. It's more to get it out of your system because it's very important not to bottle things up. It's very important not to bottle things up and hold things in because as I've said in one of my parent alienation videos, you bottle it up too long, it's going to explode. And when you explode, that's when damage can be done or things that can be said that can't be unsaid. So it's important not to bottle things up, to find a way to unburden yourself from the stress or from whatever's upsetting you. Some people find therapy helpful. Find going to talk to somebody else is a good thing to do. And for my experience, I didn't really find that helpful because all I was going in there was talking and crying and talking and crying, and then having to leave with my children still upset. So, like I said, I read a lot of books. And I self-healed. And I'd like to think I've done a pretty damn good job of what I've done. I'm a very strong, independent woman. I don't take crap from anybody. Now I've become a voice for the voiceless. And this channel, I'd like to help the people that reach out. I have people that I know that are struggling with stuff that's happened in their childhood with their parents divorcing, or people that have lost friends, or people that have had arguments with people. Sometimes it's just having somebody to unload to talk to, not to just have it sitting inside you festering. Because festering is like a boil. Boils get to an stage and then they erupt and it's painful. Same thing if you bottle up your emotions for too long. They get festered and then they explode and then it's painful. So I'd like to help people on here. If you feel that this is something that you might be able to help, might get some benefit from, or if you have ideas, like I said, on things you'd like me to talk about, I have an open range of conversations. I'm very open to discussions on various topics. I won't put up with any nonsense. I won't put up with any abuse or sarcasm. World's full of that as it is. We don't need any more of that on here. You have any of that, you need to find another channel that will put up with that, because that's not here. Also, to appreciate life. Just because you've had a struggle and you've been through hell as a child or hell as an adult, been in an abusive relationship with somebody and got out of that, or in an abusive relationship and can't get out of that, don't know how to enjoy life. There's many people out there that wish they had a better life. I always grew up with all the trauma and shit that I went through as a child and into my adult years. Always got through it by believing there was always somebody worse off than me. And it's a true fact, there's always somebody worse off than you. Always. And if you keep that frame of mind, doesn't mean you have to accept the abuse or accept what's happening to you, but don't let it destroy you. That's the thing. Don't let it get inside and fester you like a cancer and eat you up and rob you of your happiness. Because on this channel, we're going to take your happiness back and get your confidence back in yourself. Get your smile back on your face. And how are we going to do this? We're going to do it one day at a time. That's why I started this channel, because getting over something doesn't just happen. You can't get people just say, snap out of it. You know, that happened ages ago, get over it. Doesn't work that way. Have young girls that have eating disorders that get told, well, why don't you eat? Just eat. You need to eat. Doesn't work that way. There's a reason why they're not wanting to eat. And my belief is 9 times out of 10 it's a stress-related thing. There are some girls that will starve themselves to stay skinny. But what these kids don't realise is if they're doing that, they're actually shortening their lives, because when you stay skinny, your body has to use something as fuel, like a car. A car has petrol or diesel, whatever in it to make it go. Your body needs fuel to make it work. And if you're not putting fuel in there to make your body work, then your body's going to get that from somewhere else. And usually that starts going into your organs. If there's no nutrition in you, they'll start taking it from your organs, and then your organs will start shutting down. You start doing damage to your organs, a lot of times this can't be fixed. Sometimes you can do permanent damage. And then a couple months down the track, you snap out of whatever it is that's causing you not to feel like eating like you are. And you can start eating, but sometimes the damage is already done to your body. So even if you don't feel hungry, and I'm guilty of this myself, I'm not a very huge eater, never have been. Mine's not stress related, that's just how my body is. I make sure I have small meals every day. I make sure I have small breakfast, I have a small lunch, I have a small dinner. Well, actually, dinner's huge. Dinner's huge. I'm a veggie freak. I just love veggies, fruit and veggies. Stack it on the plate, Give it to me. Yum. But through the day, I'm a nibbler. I don't eat a lot through the day, but I do have a really huge meal at night time of vegetables. If there's fruit salad going away through the daytime, yeah, pile it on. I'm having that. Gotta love that fruit, and that's all good stuff for you. You don't have to go and have takeaway food like that. That stuff's crap, man. Takeaway food. I don't buy takeaway food. We get takeaway food. Oh, we buy a pie. That's our takeaway food. We buy a pie maybe once a fortnight. Maybe not even always a pie. I don't buy McDonald's. I don't buy any of the takeaway stuff because it's cooked in fat. It's not good for you. Yeah, you are what you eat. Yeah, you are what you eat. If you eat healthy and like some people don't like vegetables and don't like fruit, but you just eat good. Don't eat takeaway food. Don't eat junk food. Your body will turn into a junk pile. It's junk. It's full of salt and sugar and artificial flavours and shit. Stick to the natural stuff. That's what you want. And if you eat better, you feel better. Yeah, your body operates better. Doesn't mean the stresses and the challenges of whatever you're facing is going to go away, because that's not how it works. You need to deal with whatever's causing that. Like I said, if there's a way that I can help with something like that, if you tell me what the problem is, I can give you what I feel my solution might be for that. I'd be happy to do that. If it's something I can't help with, well, I'll be honest with that too. Some things do need professionals, people intervening, because sometimes they give you tactics on how to approach things, because not everybody has, I'm not even sure what they would call it, but safety mechanisms on how to deal with certain situations. They do give you ideas on how to do that. Like if you have a trigger attack, they say, oh, okay, work out what the trigger is and work around that. They are helpful in their ways. I'm not knocking them all, but I know a lot of it's just a money-making thing. There's a lot of money out there making, and it's a time thing. Therapy goes on for years and years and years, and recovery does take years. Don't get me wrong, it's not an overnight thing. It doesn't just go, well, I'm better now. I had a good sleep last night, had to talk about it, I'm fine. It doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. Anyway, on this channel, I'm going to be talking about that stuff. So like I said, if it's something that you're interested in and you think that maybe I could give you an opinion that might help you out somehow, or you just want to unload, as long as it's not abusive or hostile, I'm happy to give my opinion or reaction to it. I think we all just need to start caring about each other a bit more. There's not enough care factor out there. Nobody cares anymore. Everybody's wrapped up in their own worlds, and they forget the little girl next door that's struggling because she doesn't see a parent, or the little boy down the road that's been isolated from his father for 8 years because his mother's got her nose put out of joint because she started a new family. That's interesting. Anyway, I'll just keep it short and sweet today. I just wanted to do an intro to let you know that this is my partner channel to Parent Alienation. My link to this channel, One Day at a Time, is on that channel, and the link up here for Parent Alienation is on the top of this channel too. So if there's subjects that you could be interested in, I'd like you to subscribe and let's have a chat. Anyway, I'll catch you in my next one, and stay positive. That's the big thing, stay positive. Regardless of what the crap is, keep positive. Always stay positive, because there's always good and bad. Even in the bad shit, there's always some sort of good in amongst that. It's just finding what it is. Anyway, have a good day, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.